Chosen ones, a family member just learned a hidden truth about what you endured. They're in tears. You are hearing this now because something deeply hidden has finally come into the light. And if you stay with these words, you will not miss the turning point that has already begun in your life. A family member has just discovered the truth about the pain you carried in silence, the battles you fought alone, and the strength you showed when no one stood beside you. This is not small, and this is not random because I have allowed their eyes to open at this exact moment for a reason that will bless you. Do not scroll past this because what is unfolding will shift how you are seen, how you are treated, and how your story is remembered. What was once ignored is now being felt by someone who shares your blood. And their heart is breaking because they finally understand what you went through. Type Amen to affirm. They are in tears because they now see the nights you cried without comfort and the days you smiled while hiding your wounds. They see how you were misunderstood, how your kindness was taken for weakness, and how your silence was mistaken for acceptance. I am revealing this truth to them because it is time for your story to be honored instead of overlooked. You were never invisible to me, even when you felt forgotten by those closest to you. This moment is not about revenge or proving a point, but about healing what was broken and restoring what was denied. I need you to gently tap the like button right now as a sign that you receive what is being released into your life today. The tears they are shedding are not only for what you endured, but also for what they failed to see when it mattered most. They are replaying moments in their mind, realizing the signs were always there, yet they missed them. This realization is heavy on their heart, and it is awakening something inside them that cannot be ignored. I am stirring compassion in them where there was once distance or confusion. What they feel now is the beginning of a change that will touch your life in ways you did not expect. You may not have asked for this recognition, and you may have even made peace with being misunderstood. But I am not finished writing your story. I am the one who brings truth into the open, not to shame, but to heal and restore. What was hidden is now becoming a bridge between you and someone who once stood far from your pain. This is how I begin to mend what seemed beyond repair. You are not the same person who once endured silently, and they are not the same person who once failed to see. There is a shift happening in your family line. And it starts with this awareness that has just been awakened. They are beginning to feel the weight of your silence, the cost of your strength, and the depth of your endurance. This is not meant to reopen your wounds, but to finally close them with understanding and truth. I am bringing alignment where there was once misunderstanding. This moment carries the power to soften hearts that were once closed. Type 1111 if you believe. You must understand that I allowed you to go through those difficult seasons, not to break you, but to shape you into someone who could carry both strength and grace. You learned how to stand when others would have fallen. And you learned how to keep your heart soft even when it was hurt. Now, someone close to you is seeing that strength clearly for the first time. They are not just seeing your past, they are seeing your worth. This is a sacred moment even if it feels unexpected. Do not rush to react or speak too quickly when this truth begins to surface in conversations or actions. Let the change unfold naturally because I am guiding it with precision. What they feel right now is genuine, and it is the beginning of a deeper understanding that will grow over time. You do not need to force anything or prove anything. Your life has already spoken louder than any explanation ever could. There may be an apology that comes, or there may be a quiet shift in how they treat you moving forward. Either way, know that I am working in their heart, even in ways you cannot see yet. The tears they shed are seeds of transformation, and from those seeds, something new will grow between you. This is how I restore relationships, not by erasing the past, but by bringing truth into it. Your pain is not being ignored anymore, and that matters more than you realize. You were chosen to carry a weight that others could not understand. And now that weight is being recognized. This does not erase what happened, but it changes what comes next. You are stepping into a space where your story is no longer hidden or dismissed. I am lifting the veil that once covered your experience. What was once a silent chapter is now being spoken through the hearts of those who are waking up to it. Stay calm and grounded as this unfolds because your peace is part of the healing. You are not required to relive everything or explain every detail. Let your presence be enough because your journey has already proven your strength. I'm covering you with my peace as this change takes place around you. You are safe in this moment even as emotions rise. What is really behind the 7-second brain technique that is creating new millionaires? A surprising CIA leak has revealed a short brain ritual that is helping normal people erase debt and attract serious wealth. With validation from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into a better life. Homes, cars, and vacations are becoming reality. But the government could remove this at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted. What is unfolding now is deeper than a single moment of realization because once truth touches a heart, it begins to change everything inside that person. The one who has just learned about your hidden struggles is not able to return to how they used to think or feel. Something inside them has shifted permanently, and they are beginning to carry a new awareness that will shape how they see you moving forward. This is not a passing emotion. It is a transformation that I have initiated. When I open someone's eyes like this, it is because I am preparing a path for healing that could not happen before. Type 777. If you trust in Jesus, they are now remembering conversations, moments, and situations where they misread you or misunderstood your silence. What once seemed small to them now feels heavy, and what they ignored now feels impossible to forget. This is not meant to create guilt that destroys them, but to create awareness that softens them. I am teaching them how to feel what you felt, not so they suffer, but so they understand. This understanding is what will begin to rebuild something that once felt lost between you. You must also understand that your strength did not come from nowhere. It came from me sustaining you when no one else saw your breaking points. I was there in every quiet moment when you held yourself together. I saw every tear you wiped away before anyone could notice. I heard every thought you kept to yourself because you felt no one would understand. And now I am allowing someone close to you to see a glimpse of that hidden reality. Do not be surprised if their behavior starts to change in ways that feel unfamiliar. They may become more gentle, more attentive, or even more emotional around you. This is because they are processing something that has shaken them deeply. They are not only seeing your past differently, they are also seeing themselves differently. This kind of awakening can feel overwhelming, but it is necessary for growth. I am guiding them through this just as I guided you through your trials. There is a reason this is happening now and not earlier. If this truth had come out before, it might not have been received with the same depth or sincerity. Timing matters, and I have chosen this moment because both your heart and theirs are ready for what comes next. You have grown stronger, and they have grown more open. This creates the space for something real to take place between you. What once felt impossible is now becoming possible through understanding. Type 222 to receive blessings. You may feel a mix of emotions as this unfolds, and that is natural. Part of you may feel relief that someone finally sees your pain, while another part may feel cautious because of what you have been through. I want you to know that both feelings are valid, and you do not need to rush through them. Healing is not something that happens in a single moment. It is something that unfolds step by step. I am with you in each of those steps, guiding you gently. They may not have the perfect words to express what they are feeling right now, but their heart is speaking even when their voice struggles. Pay attention to the small changes, the quiet efforts, and the subtle ways they begin to show care. These are signs that something real is happening inside them. I am working beneath the surface, shaping their understanding and softening their spirit. What you are witnessing is the beginning of a deeper connection. You were not wrong for feeling what you felt in the past, even if no one acknowledged it at the time. Your experience was real, your pain was real, and your endurance was real. Now the truth is being seen, and it is bringing a new level of honesty into your relationship. This honesty is the foundation for healing. Without it, nothing genuine can be built. With it, everything can begin to change. Do not allow fear to close your heart now that something is opening. I know you have learned to protect yourself, and that protection helped you survive. But this moment is different because it carries my presence and my guidance. You are not being asked to forget what happened but to allow healing to take place where it is possible. I am not leading you back into pain. I am leading you out of it. They are beginning to see you not just as they once knew you, but as someone who carried more than they ever realized. This new perspective is changing the way they value you. You are no longer just a familiar presence in their life. You are becoming someone they respect and understand on a deeper level. This shift will influence how they speak to you, how they treat you, and how they think about you moving forward. There may come a moment when they try to talk to you about what they have learned. When that moment comes, stay calm and speak from a place of peace, not from the pain of the past. You do not need to relive everything. Only share what you feel led to share. I will guide your words so that they bring clarity and not confusion. This conversation, if it happens, will be an important step in your healing. What you endured had a purpose beyond what you could see at the time. It shaped your strength, deepened your compassion, and refined your spirit. Now it is also becoming a source of understanding for someone else. Your story is no longer just something you carried alone. It is becoming something that brings awareness to others. This is part of how I turn pain into purpose. Is it time to try the same CIA secret ritual that is changing lives in seconds? A newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual that is transforming people overnight. Scientifically proven by 4 neuroscience labs, it retrains your mind to attract money naturally. People who were once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and travel. But this secret may not stay online much longer. Click the description and comments now before it is removed. You are still protected even as this emotional shift takes place around you. I am covering your heart so that you are not overwhelmed by everything that is happening. You will not be pulled back into the same place you once were. This is not a return to the past. It is a movement forward into healing. Trust that I am holding you steady in this moment. There is more unfolding than what you can currently see. This realization is only the beginning of a larger change that will continue to develop. I am working in ways that go beyond this one person, touching areas of your life that will bring restoration. What started as hidden pain is becoming a pathway to healing and connection. Stay with this process, because it is leading you somewhere meaningful. This weight is not meant to crush them but to awaken them in a way that changes their presence in your life. I am allowing them to feel this deeply so they do not return to a place of ignorance again. When truth enters the heart like this, it begins to reshape how a person lives, speaks, and loves. Type 555 to affirm. They may begin to revisit moments where you needed support and they were absent, even if they did not realize it at the time. What once felt normal to them now feels like a missed opportunity to stand with you. This realization is stirring a quiet regret inside them, and it is pushing them to become more aware of you. Now they are beginning to see the gap between who they were and who they could have been for you. This awareness is the first step toward becoming better, not just for themselves, but for you as well. You must not feel pressured to respond to their awakening in a way that ignores your own healing. Just because they are now understanding does not mean you must immediately open every door inside your heart. Take your time and allow your emotions to move at a pace that feels safe and true to you. I am not asking you to rush into closeness, but to allow healing to unfold naturally. Your peace matters just as much as their realization. There is a quiet dignity in the way you carried your pain without making it louder than it needed to be. That dignity is now being recognized, and it is leaving an impression on them that they cannot ignore. They are seeing that your silence was not weakness but strength. They are realizing that you held yourself together in ways that required more courage than they ever understood. This new respect will begin to shape how they approach you moving forward. Type 1010 if you walk by faith. As this shift continues, you may notice small gestures that reflect their changing heart. It might be the way they listen more carefully, the way they speak more gently, or the way they try to be present in ways they were not before. These gestures may seem simple, but they carry meaning because they come from a place of new awareness. I am working through these small actions to build something that was missing before. Change does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly and steadily. You are not required to carry their emotions for them as they process this truth. What they feel is part of their journey, just as what you endured was part of yours. You can show compassion without taking on the burden of their guilt or regret. I am handling their heart just as I have been handling yours. Trust that I know how to guide both of you through this without causing further harm. There is also a deeper layer to what is happening that you may not fully see yet. This awakening is not only about your relationship with this one person. It is about breaking a pattern that may have existed in your family for a long time. Silence, misunderstanding, and emotional distance are being confronted through this moment. I am using your story to bring light into a place that has been dark for too long. This is how generational healing begins, one truth at a time. You may feel a quiet release inside your heart as this unfolds. Even if you cannot fully explain it, that release is the result of being seen after a long period of feeling unseen. It is the easing of a weight you carried without acknowledgement. Allow yourself to feel that release without questioning it too much. It is part of the healing I am bringing into your life. There may come a time when they express their feelings more openly, perhaps through words, actions, or even tears. When that moment arrives, Listen with a calm heart and respond only as you feel led. You do not need to match their emotions or say everything at once. Your presence and your honesty will be enough. I will guide your response so that it brings peace rather than confusion. Remember that your worth was never dependent on whether they understood you or not. Your value has always been rooted in who I created you to be. This new understanding they have does not create your worth. It simply reveals what was always there. You are not becoming valuable now. You are being recognized for the value you have always carried. This distinction matters because it keeps your identity grounded in truth. As this process continues, you may begin to notice a shift in the overall atmosphere around you. Conversations may feel different, interactions may feel more genuine, and there may be a sense of openness that was not there before. This is the result of truth entering a space that was once filled with assumptions. Truth has a way of clearing what is unclear and softening what is hard. I am allowing that to happen around you. Why is the government trying so hard to hide this 7-second brain ritual? A major CIA leak has exposed a short brain practice that is helping ordinary people clear debt and welcome wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning financial struggles into better lives. New homes, vehicles, and vacations are becoming possible. But this secret could be pulled down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. You have walked through seasons where you felt alone, even when surrounded by people who should have understood you. Those seasons were not wasted, even though they were painful. They built a strength inside you that is now being recognized by others. That recognition does not erase the past, but it changes how your story continues. You are no longer standing in the same place you once were. Stay grounded in your peace as this unfolds because your calmness will help stabilize what is changing around you. You do not need to control the process or predict what will happen next. I am guiding every step, even when it feels uncertain. Trust that I am bringing things into alignment in a way that will benefit you. You are not being left to navigate this alone. They are starting to recognize that your silence was not empty. It was full of things they failed to notice. This realization is settling into them slowly, but it is steady and real. I am allowing it to grow inside them so that it leads to lasting change, not temporary emotion. Type 1212 to claim miracles. They may begin to feel a desire to protect you in ways they never did before, even if they do not fully understand why. This is because understanding creates connection, and connection creates care. What they now see in you is not just someone who endured, but someone who deserved support that was never given. That awareness is stirring a new kind of attention toward you. I am reshaping how they respond to your presence in their life. You might notice moments where they hesitate before speaking, choosing their words more carefully than they used to. This is not weakness. It is consideration that comes from new awareness. They are becoming mindful of how their actions affect you. This shift may feel unfamiliar, but it is a sign that something meaningful is happening inside. At the same time, I want you to remain rooted in your own growth. You have come a long way, and your healing does not depend on how perfectly they respond now. What you built within yourself during those silent seasons is still yours. That strength, that resilience, and that quiet understanding will continue to carry you forward. Do not lose sight of who you became just because someone else is now catching up to your truth. Type 1010 if you trust God. There is also a layer of humility that is beginning to form within them. When a person realizes they have misunderstood someone they love, it softens their pride. It makes them more willing to listen, more willing to learn, and more willing to change. This humility is important because it opens the door for real connection. Without it, understanding would remain shallow and incomplete. I am nurturing this humility so that it grows into something lasting. You may feel moments where old emotions rise to the surface as this process unfolds. That does not mean you are going backward. It means something is being released. What was buried is being brought up so it can be healed properly. Allow those feelings to move through you without fear. I am with you in those moments, holding you steady as you process them. Healing often brings emotions to the surface before it brings peace. There is a quiet justice in what is happening. Not the kind that seeks to punish, but the kind that restores balance. Your story is being acknowledged, and that acknowledgement carries weight. It changes how your presence is valued and how your voice is heard. This is not about proving anything. It is about truth taking its rightful place. I am making sure that what you went through is no longer overlooked. As time goes on, you may notice that they begin to ask different kinds of questions or show curiosity about things they once ignored. This is their way of trying to understand you better. They are stepping into a place of learning. Even if they do not say it directly, I am guiding their curiosity so that it leads to deeper connection rather than surface-level interest. This is how relationships begin to transform from within. You do not need to carry any expectation about how quickly this change should happen. Growth takes time and understanding deepens gradually. What matters is that the shift has begun and it will continue to develop.